Hello YouTube stackers, this is ST with Silver Stacking 101. This past Sunday I put up a video outlining my silver outlook for the remainder of this year into next year. During the course of the video I mentioned my prediction that the United States was going to go to a full-on shooting war with North Korea. Events have moved fast since Sunday. It looks like the drumbeats of war are beaten, unfortunately. Now we can go into the cause of this conflict, and there are many theories as to the cause. Regardless of the cause, we're going to war. And it's going to be an ugly war. There are no pretty wars, but this one is going to be a heartbreaking war. It's going to be a humanitarian nightmare. Many innocent people on both sides are going to die. It's a fact. It may not last long. If they shoot off a nuke, chances are it will turn into what we used to call a 15-minute war. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. But one thing I noticed the news media glosses over about this that needs more attention is the 10,000 pieces of artillery North Korea has pre-sighted at Seoul. These 10,000 pieces of artillery can put 1 million rounds into Seoul, South Korea in the first 24 hours of a conflict, assuming they are unmolested. Of course, these guns will be molested. Here's the problem. There are 10,000 of them. Even taking out the command and control, taking out their communication, taking out their eyesight by blowing up their radars, doesn't affect these artillery pieces. These are dumb weapons, which means they can work independently of a centralized command and control. And dumb weapons can cause destruction too. These weapons are pre-supplied for the initial battle, so we cannot interdict their logistics flow. As far as communication, all they need is the go order. They do not rely on continuous communication for targeting data. I don't know how well they're dug in, but there are 10,000 of them. If 10,000 can rain 1 million rounds of high explosive into Seoul in 24 hours, if we're able to take out 30% of them, 3,000 of them, in the first 24 hours of a conflict, that's going to leave over 700,000 rounds of high explosive going into a modern city. Think about what will happen. Taking out 30% in 24 hours will be very difficult due to airspace conflict. You have to deconflict your attacking aircraft. You don't want them trading paint on their runs in. And before you can send a full-on air armada, you have to deal with the anti-aircraft defenses. The North Korean Air Force is not really a big deal. Anything they launch will be splashed almost immediately for its interceptor fighters. That's not a concern. That's not even a mild nuisance. The problem is their AAA. It may be anti-aircraft artillery. It may be old, but flying through that, a shell hitting an attacking aircraft, doesn't matter if it's 1950s technology, it will knock the aircraft out of the air. Add to this, now we have discovered that they have miniaturized their warheads. that is a big development. And there's a question how long they had the miniaturized warheads. We can never allow them to shoot off another ICBM. The reason is, one, does the ICBM have the capability to reach the United States? They have conclusively proved they have that technology. Two, do they have a warhead to arm it with? According to the Defense Intelligence Agency, the answer is affirmative. At that point, if they roll it out to launch, we are 100% capable, with 100% surety, of taking it out on the launch pad. Once it leaves the launch pad, those odds go way, way down. Do we want to play games and take a risk of having an American city nuked? No. How did we get here? There's no one person to blame. It started under Bill Clinton, where he would negotiate and end up giving them nuclear power for peaceful purposes in order to bribe them. George W. Bush continued this policy. Barack Hussein Obama adopted a policy of strategic patience, and strategic patience and incompetent inaction look a lot alike to me. So here we are. This is what we got to deal with. We are going to war. This president of the United States has determined it's going to happen. He's advised by Marine generals. How many Marines have you met that are not aggressive? They feel threatened. This guy has threatened this country. Marines believe in removing the threat. We will not, in the event we are attacked, we will not see a proportionate response. We will see a disproportionate response. As far as spreading to other countries, I don't see this. I think China will actually like us to spend our political, economic, and military capital here because it weakens us. Russia, well, they just really don't care. The Korean Peninsula is no longer a strategic point for China like it used to be. We're never going to attack China, and we're China's biggest customers. That gives them an incentive to play nice with us. At the same time, Russia and China may have some objections that they voice, but that should be the limit. The real danger is the other countries North Korea will attack. Us, South Korea, Guam, and Japan. This war will not be like the Iraq or Afghan war. And I'm not belittling the brave men and women who fought those wars. This war will be on a huge magnitude. Now, one thing I have a concern. If this guy plays chess, he's not going to allow us to get our pieces in place where we want them before he makes his next move. At this point, he's gone. He's a dead man walking. However, I do believe he may decide to complicate the matter by utilizing the best defense is a good offense before we're ready to play on the big scale, because the logistics lines from here to there and movement of people from here to there takes time for a large-scale operation. He could take advantage of the build-up time that we need by attacking sooner. So the moral of this video is watch this situation closely. This is going to be rough. This is going to suck. War always sucks. But in this case, the enemy that we're fighting are really victims of the guy we are fighting. I wish Chinese intelligence would just knock the one guy off and put someone in there more reasonable. And if China's serious and wanting to avoid this conflict, they would do so. I think they want to watch us expand our capital. Economic capital, political capital, and military capital. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment. Agree, disagree. If you disagree, tell me why. Thank you for watching. God bless you. We'll catch up with you on Saturday with Silver Lie number 6.